All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Today we're going to be both teachers and learners all together, and we're learning about how to find a good piece for you to learn and then learn it with the learn paths. So, Cami, you can go ahead and share your screen. We just had a question about, sorry, my little one is going to be with us, so she'll make some noise every now and then. But we just had a question about how to find a piece that a beginner student can play in the library that is free because they're not yet on a premium account. They still have a free account. So Kemi went in here and typed free into the search box in the library. And this is what we found. And you said this is under a student who does not have premium, Kemi?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go to the filter and go to solos. You're looking for a solo, right, Anne?
Correct.
And do you care what genre?
No.
Okay. Right. So I'm going to go with easy. It's beginner. So let's see. Little Tea House. That's a cute one that you could do.
Yes, I actually have somebody doing Little Tea House, another beginner student, and she's loving that.
Yeah, that's a really fun one. The Little
We're
Tea
going to
House.
do a duet. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know which one I like is Morning. Oh, yeah, it's in the are they on the free trial period?
Correct. Uh-huh.
Okay, because they probably have access to more things because they're on the free trial period, because a lot more things are unlocked in the library during that time.
Maybe they're just okay. That's what I'm confused on how to set them up so they're on the free trial versus the free account, because I think we just are on the free account.
The free account is the same thing. It's just during the free trial, the free account has more things available. So,
however, there is a difference. So with people who are not connected to a teacher, they only have 7 days where they have the full free account with like increased access to stuff. If they're connected to a teacher, then they have 30 days. So because you are a teacher, you have that ability as long as they're connected to you, you have 30 days from the time they start their account and connect to you.
Yeah. If when they signed up, if they said I'm learning with a teacher, they'll get 30 days.
Okay, good to know. And then, so you're saying that the little lock icon won't be there
On some, it is, but on something.
on a lot of the other songs. It must have been past 30 days with my one little gal, but okay, good to know.
Yeah, so just check and see, because some things will be available if they're still on that free trial that would not be available if they're past their free trial in the library.
Okay.
Yeah. But the Little Tea House looked like a good recommendation. The other one I was going to say, I really like giving in the trophy case. Let me see if I can remember which one I was going to share. And teachers, there are several teachers what recommendations do you have while I'm looking this up as well? Oh, it's morning,
mood.
what's it called?
Morning mood.
Students love morning mood, and you can learn it pretty quickly.
The primo part of Classical Showdown is very easy to learn.
Yes.
And that would sound like a big piece for an older boy.
And like impressive. Mm-hmm. And of course, any fundamentals piece, they're going to be able to learn that real quick in book 1.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think some of those are not free. They're not on the free account, so
you have to see which of these options are free. I'm just thinking the ones that are coming to my mind, and I don't know whether they're on the free or the other.
Tammy, was that Five Fingers Sonatina? Did you find that?
It's 5 Note Sonatina. That's why I couldn't find it. I was like, oh no, my students have loved this one. 5 Note Sonatina, and it was locked. So unless they're on the free trial, it might be unlocked on the free trial.
Okay.
Because it is a classical composer, I believe. So.
I just want to ask, how long do your students usually stay on the free trial before they upgrade?
Well, I've been telling them they can stay there until they want to or until they complete level 1.
Okay. Yeah, I would have them do it as soon as possible for this purpose. Like, it's a lot more fun if they can have access to the fun songs, and a lot of the fun songs are copyrighted or they're just not available on free account. So, yeah, I think we had two hands, Kelly and Anne. So I think Anne, you were first. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just was checking all of that, and the Let's Play Music collection is free for everybody, and there are some cute little songs in there that beginners can learn. So just type in Let's Play Music and you'll get the whole thing. And it's, if you can see it, it's right here in the middle. It's this orange one where it says, wait, you're not, yeah, you see where it says sing, learn, play, if you can see my screen. Maybe you can't, I'm not sure. But those are free. I logged in on a free account to make sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And there are some really cute songs. I don't think, I mean, most of them have good accompaniments. So yeah, those should all be really good options. Thank you,
I
Anna.
have a question about finding music.
Oh, go ahead, Keith.
I'm the primary pianist in my ward, and there's only 39 songs in the children's songbook on piano, Marvel. What would it take to get more of those added?
It's impossible. Yeah, unfortunately, it's copyright issues. So the only way that you could add them is do it yourself, which you can do. It takes a little bit of work to learn how to do that, but you basically add them to your personal library and then you can use them as you want. The problem is that we can't have them on a site that we sell because they're copyrighted. So we'd be making money off of copywritten music. So the reason that we have other copyrighted music is because we've made deals with the publishers and owners of those copyrights. So
I'd be happy to help somebody with that. Yeah, I would be happy to help somebody with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I'm not gonna eat it.
Because I looked at the webpage telling how to do it, and it's fairly involved.
Well, I've done hundreds, so I could.
Not so much anymore. You don't have to do nearly as many steps. Now it's pretty easy. And especially if someone is walking you through it the first few times, it should like, and Anna's offering to do that for you. It's pretty easy once you've done it a couple times now. It used to be very difficult.
Okay,
It's changed
good.
it quite a bit. It's great. But Kelly, did you have something?
I hadn't raised my hand, but I do have a question. Is there in the works in the future, or is there a way to save a list of songs in the library? Like I'm always finding good songs and I make my own list. But if we could have a way to organize the library, you know, by category, you know, just having a list, that'd be
So
great.
the way to do that right now is in the same place where you upload music. So you can create books.
Create your own book. Oh,
and
okay. Yeah, that's right.
Drag it in. So that's a good way to do that. You just type it. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Thank you for reminding me about
Yeah.
that.
So just take
Sometimes when I'm looking at songs and I find ones that I really like, I will log in as the student and put a song in their favorites or a few songs for them to try out if they're looking for a new song. So I do that occasionally.
That's a good way to do it too. But yeah, definitely if you want like a running list that you can just share with students or share it with them and then continue adding to it, then
that's
an easier way to do it is with
I forgot about that option. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
It would be nice to have two flavors of favorites. Have favorites that I've already learned and favorites that I'm working on.
Like mastered, like your mastered.
Yeah.
That could be cool. That's a good idea. I like that. I'll bring that up in a meeting, just see if that's something we can do. That's a good idea. Thank you. Tabea, your hand is raised.
Yes, I had a comment and a question. The comment is about the custom pieces. One thing is I also realized it's much easier for students to download, for example, from MuseScore, and then you can upload it directly. You do not even have to look at it. You download and you upload and that's all. The problem is that often you don't find your level at MuseScore. So, or you find only copyrighted things and then you have somehow to go around it. And that's what I do very often for students. But I also ask them to have a subscription because that's a little bit more of work. So the uploading is not a lot of work, but the writing the scores, and it's also an advantage to be subscribed because you can like collaborate better. I really like that. And my question was, it's not really related to this recital, but do we have plans to make some way of annotation directly in the pieces we have on Piano Marvel? I think especially about fingering.
Oh, the weeds aren't dying.
The fingering in the piece is not really the one I use for certain students or even for myself, because whatever reasons, sometimes because the hands are very small and you cannot adapt it, or because they are very big as well. If we could change that directly in the pieces, I guess that would be very complicated. At the moment, I have somehow to copy the piece and then to upload it again with a different fingering if I really want that.
Short answer, yes, that's in the works and not ready yet. It's apparently more complicated than it sounds, is what I'm told, because they basically, basically need to make a way to save the changes, both fingering and annotations and whatever you want to change just for that user. So we have like a master and then everyone can create their own versions of it. So it's hard on the server and it's just a complicated thing to figure out. So there it is in the works, but it is not ready yet. Our last meeting, we talked about annotating for lessons. During online lessons, but that's not really the same thing you're talking about because it doesn't keep it. Like you can annotate during the lesson and make different marks and change fingering.
That's what I do so far.
But yeah,
that
there's no way to
amazing.
change it for,
I didn't expect you're already working on that. Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Just all right. Okay, do we have any other questions, or because we can go back into the library. Cami, do you want to show your screen? We can just go over the basics of how to find a piece, like all of the filters and things.
Sure, yeah. So if you're in Piano Marvel and you go to the library, you have some filters to help you kind of narrow down what you're looking for. First, you have these easy, medium, hard, and professional filters. And so easy is going to be around levels 1 to 3. Medium is going to be around levels 4 to 6. Hard is going to be 7 to 12, I think. And pro is going to be 13 to 18. So you can, and you could do more than one if you want hard and professional to pull up both. So these filters can kind of narrow it down a little bit. And let's start with easy because as an example, and you can have this in grid view or list view. Sometimes list view is helpful if you're looking for ones that have PDFs or videos. You can kind of quickly see which ones have PDF and video with them. And you can also favorite the ones you want kind of visually. It's easier to kind of see it that way. So just so you know, that option is there to change the view of how you see them. Another thing is this little funnel, and you can narrow it down whether you want duets or solos or boot camps. So for what we're doing, there's the ensemble category and there is the solo category. So you could, whatever you're looking for, you could select that, and then it will pull up levels 1 to 3 pieces that are solos. If you want to further refine it, you can choose a genre. Say you're looking for classical pieces, for example, and that will further narrow it down. So, and here's the little cloud. If you want to upload your own pieces, this is where you go to do that, this little cloud. Do you want me to go in some of the resources, Michelle, or let's see if people have questions about the filters, I guess, huh?
Yeah, let's do questions first, then we'll choose something. We'll have somebody give us a person, like what they want in a piece. We'll pick a piece and then we'll go into the learn paths. So first, do we have any questions about filtering or finding a piece in the library?
Wow.
And another thing is they are categorized. You'll see we have favorites here. So these are my favorites. We've got recommendations based on your level, things you have recently played, things you've uploaded, things that have been shared with you. And then by category, classical, pop, jazz, TV and film. You've got duets, scales. So there are sections if you want to go to a section and kind of explore that section as well.
True. Yeah, that's just another way of doing a similar thing. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm sorry, what did you want me to do, Michelle?
No, just questions. Does anybody have questions about finding a piece before we move on to how to learn it? Oh,
So
let's
Kelly
see.
says, how could we potentially share our
How you
favorite
doing?
lists with
Thanks.
each other
No
as
fun.
teachers? Oh,
Happy
yeah.
week.
Just the email addresses, right? Just go to share in the library. Let me show you how to do this here. So say you have a list you want to share. You're going to go to this cloud, the upload cloud. And now, can you share books, Michelle?
You can. Yep, you can
You
share
can.
books, bundles, songs, whatever.
Okay, so say I have a book that I want to share here. I can click on this little share icon, and then you're just going to enter the email addresses. So like Kelly's, you would enter each email address, click add, and then when you click save, it's going to share it with those people, that book. So that's how you can share a list with others. That was a great question. Any other questions?
Unfortunately, something to keep in mind there is, say you want to, like another teacher shares something with you, you ask them, hey, can you send that list to me? You can't then share that with your students. You have to have the original owner share it with your students. So you'd have to give them a list of your students' emails and say, can you please share this with my students for me? Which is a little weird. There might be a better way to do that, where we can do like generational sharing or something, but right now it has to be the original user that can share.
I have a question. One thing is you share it directly by email, and the other thing is you get also a link to it, at least for the individual pieces. I'm not sure for the books as well. So you could simply share the links. That's what I sometimes do, but I'm not sure if it works with the books.
That's a good
I think, do you
question.
have to be, does it have to be shared with them for them to be able to open the link directly?
No, if you go on individual pieces, even if it's a piece you have written or uploaded, and it is online, it has an online
Here's
link,
the
and
link.
anybody can see that link. You do
Oh, I
not need
see.
to be subscribed. To see it afterwards in the platform and play with it,
There's
you
no
need to
link
be
for a book.
subscribed, I think. But to see only the piece and which piece it is, anybody can.
Got it.
So
Okay.
I'm not really sure what the best way is to do it, but just as an information.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, in answer to that question, you can't share a link with a book. It's just individual pieces that have links.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I just went in to share a book and
Yeah, it's not there.
it doesn't have that link there. So
Got it. That's a good point though, Tabea. Okay, well, if you don't have questions about how to do that, I think a lot of people are here for the Learn Path specifically. So let's go ahead and get into that.
well, do you want to go over some of the collections as far as collections of songs for finding performance pieces, or come back to that after the Learn Path, since everybody's a lot of people have requested the Learn Path?
We could find a piece in one of those if you want to look at those first. Like, are you thinking of Song of the Week and things like that?
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, if you put challenge in here, this is collections of music by level. So challenge is so a great way to find by level pieces that are, grouped together by style or category. So I do like that. Okay, so
Then,
yeah,
I guess you could look at fundamentals and Song of the Week as well, if you want to do that.
yeah, fundamentals have video tutorials, so they're to be learned by rote. So if you need a piece very quickly to be learned, the fundamentals
Especially for
is an
beginners.
excellent resource.
Yeah.
This is for beginners.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you'll have the main video, but there's also videos within the pieces as well. Oh, did we figure out how to relink those that got unlinked, Michelle?
They haven't been relinked yet. So
Okay,
we do
gotta relink some videos in there. And then of course, Song of the Week are some favorites that have been kind of put together in a, do I have to go SOW?
It's there. You just have those are all tagged as Song of the Week too. So because they're all songs in.
Oh,
So
okay. I'm gonna go Song of the Week and see. It has an SW on it. I saw it just a minute
is that
ago.
it? Did you scroll all the way to the bottom?
That's it.
Oh, are you sure? Wow.
Here it is right here.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not coming up though.
But all of
So
those
these
songs
were,
that did pop up are some of the songs of the week. So they're songs that are in that book.
and all of these have instructional tutorial videos that Erin did systematically. So that's kind of nice for those as well. Okay, yeah, what
Basically, that wasn't very clear, but all of the things that we just looked at, those are really good ways of finding like high quality pieces with really good resources for learning, like that you know are going to be really good, like good quality and just fun pieces.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, let's see. I want someone to give us maybe a real student, or let's start with that. We had one actually, a beginner student, a like teenage boy who's a beginner student. So let's look for a piece for him.
Do you think we should go to beyond level 3 or around level 3 for beginner?
I think definitely level 3, especially because if you guys are starting the process of learning right now, you have less than a month to have a video in. So if you're going to put a piece of, okay, stay right here. If you're going to put a piece or video into the YouTube competition, it's got to be one that you can learn within about a week if you're going to perfect it and record it and do everything else you need to do. So let's stick with under level 3 for sure for a beginner.
Okay. I would definitely say Arabia, Morning Mood, and Ode to Joy are all hits with my students.
Yes, I agree with that for sure.
They love those. Let's see if another one. If you're going into the popular genre, Perfect is. Oh, and also Lighter Than Helium. I just had a student play this and he loved it. Lighter Than Helium is a really good one too. And speak up if you've had some that have really been fun for you or stood out to you. I feel like my library that's all that's pulling up for me right now, Michelle. Is my library doing something weird?
It might be. I don't know.
Gotta
Oh,
your search.
Okay.
In the
There
search
we go. It wasn't loading for some reason. Okay.
Huh. But yeah, there's a lot in there. Let's go up. You said, I think Arabia. Arabia is a really good one. A lot of kids really like that one. Let's do that one.
And by the way, if you want to favorite it, just click on this heart and it'll go in your favorites. So yeah, this is a great piece. Now down here in the bottom, we have what's called the learn path. And it divides up the song into sections. And you'll see we have minced, chopped, or whole. Minced is typically going to divide the right hand, left hand, and then bring the hands together by section. So this one has measures 1 through 4, right, left together, measures 5 through 8, and then 9 through 12, right, left together, and then bringing it all together 1 through 12, for example. And the stars are going to start at a slower tempo. In this example, it's 50 beats per minute, and then work up to a medium tempo of 70 beats per minute, and then up to tempo, 90 beats per minute. So this will guide you step by step through learning each section systematically.
And I do want to point out for those that are, because not everyone here is teachers, we have a lot of people who are learners as well, and some may be beginners. This is basically the same way that piano teachers have been teaching piano for literally hundreds of years. But the difference is that it can be done without a teacher's help, really. So you don't have to learn a small chunk, learn it wrong, go back to your teacher, have them correct you, go back, learn it right, or maybe wrong again, go back. Like instead of all that, you can just have the computer tell you right then and there what you're doing wrong and you can fix it. Then you can move on to the next piece. So I would say do every single star in order. And I know that seems tedious maybe, especially if you're doing minced, because you're doing a lot of repetition. Like Cami just said, first you do it slow. Then once you get 100 on that, you go to the medium, and then you do it a bunch of times at medium speed. And then once you get 100 on that, you go to fast, and you do it a bunch of times at the fastest speed, the performance speed. And then you go to the same thing, but just the left hand over and over, and then hands together. And it sounds really tedious, but that's what's going to make you learn it really well and really quickly, and also help you memorize it. So this really, if you do it step by step, the way it is laid out for you, and you try to get 100% on every single star, by the time you finish it, you will have it down completely right. You will know every single note in rhythm, and you probably won't have to think about it much, and you might have it memorized.
Yeah,
So
and if
no,
I
go ahead.
understand correctly, this is what concert pianists do too, because we hear concert pianists like just the pristine perfection and the speed and the agility, but when they practice, they slow it way down, those
Sandra pagó 1,000.
fast, parts, and they break it down. So they work on it piece by piece. So it's actually a much more amateur approach to try to learn the whole piece over and over and over and over again. It's
And
those who
if you do it that way, you're going to end up with the pretty typical, the first part really well, and by the end, you're pretty sloppy. So it's really a much better strategy to learn it this way, to learn it section by section and start putting things together in different ways. It's very well thought out. Every one of these minced and chopped sections, these learn paths, are very well thought out by piano teachers for you.
Mhm.
I have a question for you all. I love the learn path. Sometimes my students get overwhelmed with seeing how many stars there are and think they can never learn it in time. But I'm working on that with them. I forgot my question now. Sorry. Oh, yes. Do you have a way that you have them review the old sections that they've gotten the stars completed? Because sometimes when they go to do the end, they do not remember the beginning. You know
Yeah,
what
so
I mean?
I'll have them, usually I have my students learn it in minced. Cam, you go ahead and open up the learn path. I'll have them learn it in minced and do review in chopped, because it makes
Yeah.
it a lot shorter. And they've already learned it in minced, so it comes back to them quickly, but it's a lot
That's a good idea.
less daunting to see that many stars instead of, the full page. And I do want to mention it can be like, I have had students have that mentality of that's a lot of stars, but they're split up into such tiny sections that they're much faster. They start going through them very quickly, as opposed to going through fewer stars very slowly. So sometimes I've had students who are complaining about it go and start chopped instead, and then they're usually like, never mind, I want to go back to minced. So maybe just giving them a little bit of experience with trying it the hard way is actually helpful sometimes.
That's helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, we have some okay, somebody said, does it allow you to learn it from the end to the beginning? And then Keith said, yes, Matt, I jump around in the learn path, which you definitely can do. I will say that, like I said, it's well thought out. So some pieces you'll find don't actually go in a chronological order of just like, chronological is not the right word. It is not time-wise, but like order, I guess, like it's not the same front to back. Some of them will jump around. So normally just going beginning to end is the best route. But if you do want to do it a different way, then you definitely can. Or sometimes I'll just have my students learn only the end, then start from the beginning and then go all the way down and do the end again. Yeah, it doesn't force you to do anything. We do have guided, I forgot what is it called, Cami? Guided thing. I forgot what it's called, but basically
video.
No, the little orange button, not button, but little
Oh,
orange
I was
follows you
going to
around.
show them the auto advance. Yeah.
Auto advance, there you go. So
Yeah.
it basically tells you what to do next, but you don't have to follow that. That's just a helpful tool for people who don't know what they're doing or haven't done it before. But if you want to go outside of that, we give you all the freedom to learn it however you want to.
Yeah, I know sometimes with my students, I will have them learn the end and then the beginning and then the middle, just because during a performance, they remember the beginning, they remember the end, they forgive the middle a little more.
Yeah.
So I like some of them to be a little more cemented on the beginning and the end.
Yeah.
But I think it's a preference. You're fine going either way, either which way on that.
Yeah, and we do give you the freedom to do that. Do you want to show them how to turn on auto advance for those that want to?
Yeah, absolutely. I know Tabea had a question
Okay.
as well.
It's not a question. I just wanted to because last time I didn't know how this auto advanced went, and you introduced me, Kami, and now I'm obsessed with it. I see
Okay.
two advantages, especially in combination with the minced, with this pathist, with this learning pathist. One in phase of the recital, it takes a lot of stress away because you know the piece. If you get lost somewhere, just breath a second and jump into the next part, because you know it by parts. And the other thing is for teaching theory, it's somehow more natural because it's already minced according to part 1, part 2, intro, and so on. So you can also ask students, do you remember how part 1 goes or how part 2 goes? And they learn that the pieces have like parts, and I really love it.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, that's kind of what Michelle was talking about, that they're kind of in sections that are teaching sections. They're like specifically for the musical content.
Yeah, grouped by phrases, not just random numbers of measures. Yeah.
Beginners often want just to jump to the next level. Like they want to show that they have learned a lot or to show the teacher how good they are. And the more you play, the more you realize there are pieces that will accompany you all life, and you get to know them much better. And you start really a good habit from the beginning. I really love it.
Yeah, I love the auto advance too, Tabea, so I will show that. This little looping button, for those of you who are familiar with looping, will restart. It will get to the end and then restart and let you go over and over and over again if you're trying to practice something without having to push start over and over again. But when it turns orange like this, it's looping, but it's in auto advance mode. So that means when you're in the learning path, it's going to automatically move you to the next star only when you get 100%. So it will keep looping until you get 100%, and then it will move you to the next star. And it will do this in practice and in play. So it's excellent for just kind of guiding you through the process of using the learn path. So I love using auto advance. And say you're using auto advance and you want to skip a star, no problem. Just click on a star and it will start from there. And you can use auto advance, continue to use it that way as well. Do you want me to demonstrate it, or?
Yeah, I think so. I don't
sense?
know what you mean by auto advance, so I think we should demonstrate it really quick. Oh, go ahead, Cindy.
Does auto advance only work when you're doing the learn button, or can you, when you're in method and technique and you're learning something, will it advance you there? Say you pass off a song in method, will it take you to the next song?
I have no idea. Cami, do you know?
So it's basically a learn, something you do when you're in the learn
feature.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that's the only way I've
works
seen it.
in learn.
So.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like here. We'll do it with Arabia. So it's telling me, so I'm going to go in the learn path. I've got auto advance on because I've got this orange here. So I'm going to go in the learn path. We've got our first star. It says practice, and practice will wait for you. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get 100. And now see how it automatically moves me to play?
1, 2, set, go.
And if I got 100%, it should move me to the next star. Let's see if it does. I'm moving to the next star. Now I'm going to get not 100%. So you can see how it won't move you past. It's going to say, you got 91%, try again. And now it will move me. So that's kind of how the auto advance works. And
1, 2.
it's really fun and effective to use. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
basically it cuts down on your clicking time. Like it just starts and you just go. You just go with it. It also helps students or like just anyone who doesn't maybe love the idea of doing every single star. It kind of forces them to without them having to think about it. Because then it just keeps going and they just keep playing and before they know it, they've completed 9 or 12 stars. So it's pretty cool.
Just kind of keeps the process going.
Yeah.
So who was it? Oh, you answered, Hank. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So yeah, that's the learn path and auto advance. And I do the same as you, Michelle. Once they've done minced, I have them go through chopped, kind of as a review. There. But one
I
thing
won't
to
always
note,
do
if
that.
they get a
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Cami.
oh, I was just going to say, one thing to note is if you make it to this last star, regardless of whether you've done any of these other stars, if you do this last star, it will not give you a final score up here. It will only give you a score in Learn. So I have had sometimes learners who are like, I know I got 100% on it. Why doesn't it show 100%? Make sure to do it outside of Learn if you want it to show up here on this final star up here. That's all I was going to say. Go ahead, Michelle.
Oh, I was just saying, I don't always have everyone go through chopped after they've gone through minced. But it's especially if someone's like Anne was saying, like that they've forgotten some of the beginning now that they've gotten to the end and they just need a review. I'll do that. Or if they're working on memorizing it and they don't quite have it yet, then we'll go to chopped and that helps them get it memorized. So it is situation dependent, for sure, but it can be a helpful tool. Just all that repetition.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do we have here? Let's go ahead and stop sharing, Cami, so we can just look at everybody. All right. So do we have any questions or maybe comments? Like say you've worked on some pieces through the learn paths and you had some questions or you didn't like something or something did work for you. Any comments or questions from anyone?
Yes, I have a question. I tried pulling up Song of the Week, and just like you demonstrated here, it was hard to find in the library. I'm not finding it.
Yeah, that's super weird. I can't figure out why. Let me
I know. I'm looking
look.
it up
So
too.
I
There's got to
actually think
be.
I discovered that a little while ago that it was hard to find, and I asked about it, and our developers basically said it was something to do with our new fuzzy search, Cami. So basically, sir, have you heard of the fuzzy search? Basically, if someone types something incorrectly, like they misspell a composer's name, it will still bring up that composer's music, because we used to have a very strict search. If you spelled anything wrong, it wouldn't bring it up. So they created a fuzzy search, which is similar to Google, but the problem with that is that it made a bunch of other, like in specific cases like the Song of the Week, for some reason it now is much harder to find because
Can
it's
I
looking
find Song
for
of the Week?
what
Would
was
it
that?
maybe be found on the web page or someplace else?
I'm gonna help you find it. Let me Cami, continue this discussion, and I'm gonna go try to find this or figure out how people can reliably find it.
That's actually what I was doing right
Oh,
now. I'm
okay.
like, I
Okay.
wonder if there's a way that I could help people find it. Let me see if it pulls up from one of the pieces that's inside of it.
That's a good one. Maybe that'll work.
Because that is weird, because I'm seeing the name. It says Song of the Week Challenge, like I don't know
Yeah, they
why it's not
because I
pulling
remember
up.
this now. They basically told me that they can't fix it or it'll mess up other things. So yeah, kind of
Ah.
unfortunate. But
If
we
you
can find it other ways. Like it comes up in other searches. So like what was the search that you just did
I just
where it
tried.
came up in the first?
that I have it favorited. That's what it was
Okay.
coming up in the first because
Got it.
I had a hard time finding it, so I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna favorite it because I could never find it.
Okay.
Let me see
I
here.
typed in challenge and that brought up a whole bunch of challenges,
Yeah,
2022,
that is a good
2023,
one.
with various titles.
Let me see if in the upload section, if you put it, if it will pull it up.
I found it in under challenge. It's just at the very bottom.
It did pull up under challenge.
Yes, if you scroll to the very, very bottom, at least on my computer.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sure
Found
Did
enough.
it?
that
There it
work?
is.
Thank
Okay.
you, Cindy.
How
Thanks,
about
Cindy.
that?
Okay. I'm gonna try that too and see.
So I would suggest that for everybody right now. Type in challenge into your search bar, then scroll to the very bottom and then go favorite song of the week because that's a really great book of
Oh,
really good songs and you're gonna have a hard time finding it if you don't favorite it right now.
I have
very
a quick question
nice.
back on the learn.
Yeah,
If
go ahead.
she said if you did that last star, it wouldn't give you a score. Does that happen on any of the other stars? Because I've had that happen when I've been using it where a student will do it in the learn section and then they go back and they don't have a star on their list of, when they go to the list.
Yep. So especially in the method and technique,
Mhm.
yeah. So go back after you've learned it in the learn section. You have to get
You have to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Out of curiosity, who is either submitting a video to the YouTube competition this month or has students that are submitting videos to the YouTube competition this month? I see a few hands going up there.
I know
Who
Cheryl always
has
has.
never submitted a video to the competition? Who would this be their first time? Keith has never. Anybody else never submitted to the competition before? Mike?
Mike,
Cheryl, you submit
Cheryl,
each
you
year.
have lots of students that do it though.
Oh, you're talking about yourself personally?
Oh, so my students, you mean?
Either
Yeah,
one. Yeah, we said students
they
or
have.
yourself. Yeah, your students often win, so you have
Yes.
great experience at
Yes,
that.
we have some of our. If you guys look at the videos, do you want me to show how to submit a video, or we're going to do that in another?
We are
group?
going to do that in another. I think the next one. But
When
you
are
can
they?
go ahead
When
and
are
show it
they
now, just
due?
those. They're due at the end of the month, the last day, every February,
Okay.
end of the month. So whether that's the 28th or 29th, just last day of February, every year. But yeah, Cami, you
If
can
we want
share
the
your screen, show it, just so people can start doing that. Sorry, go ahead, Cindy.
sorry, I just wanted to know, is there a place parents can go to look at different videos so that they can get an idea of, if they're going to go simple or more involved?
Yeah, I would just have them go to YouTube and type in Piano Marvel YouTube competition, and a ton of videos come up. So then they can just kind of browse through, and some of them are very simple, just point and shoot videos. Others are really beautifully edited. Others have different effects. So it's a pretty good mix if they just go through on YouTube and look through them.
And is there a spot where you can go to see past winners?
There
So
was.
do I enter them or do the students enter them?
Either way, the difference now, because the way we do it now, you do it through the app, that you go to.
I'll show.
Yeah, go ahead, Cami. Thank you. That's better. Visuals are always better.
Okay. So let me make this a little bigger here. Okay, so on the dashboard, you will see this little bell, and if it has a little red dot, it will ring and say, I'm here, I'm here. If you click on this bell, it's going to tell you, join the YouTube competition, learn how. So if you click on this learn how, there's a video you can watch that Michelle's made that explains the YouTube competition and how it works. But if you click on that, we've got the rules and instructions here. If you want to join, here's how you submit a video. Here's your videos if you've submitted some. Here's the leaderboard. You can see the different categories. We've got a few in late elementary, one in middle school, one in high school, 6 in the adult, no ensembles yet, and 1 in composition right now. And then you can also vote. So say you saw these videos, you can favorite them, and it kind of puts them up in the leaderboard is what that does. And there are prizes. There are prizes as well, and you can kind of see all of that information here. But it's this join competition. That's how you submit a video. You just put name, email.
Señora Brenda, hola, buenos días, profesor. ¿No será posible este día, ya que el día de hoy estamos en el hospital esperando a que le ingresen? Porque el día de mañana...
I'm trying to see who that is.
That's Alfredo, I believe.
Oh, Alfredo?
Sorry.
Oh, you're okay. All good.
Well,
Most people didn't understand you. I think just I did.
I knew you know Spanish, so I was like, is he talking to us? Is he talking to someone else?
Sorry about that.
You're good. All good.
No problemo.
All right. So, oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I want to highlight that there are prizes, and it is titled like a competition. That's kind of the branding of it, but it really is not like it's not really much of a competition. Like what it's for really is creating a portfolio, like a record of your progress over time. So it's not really about winning. If you win, great, awesome, that's fun, but that's a bonus. Hey, shh. Okay, I will in a minute.
Hey,
so
how do you?
I would recommend that every single person that is in Piano Marvel, that even people who aren't using Piano Marvel can create an account and put any piece in it. It doesn't have to be a piece that they learned on Piano Marvel. But it's a great way to see your progress over time. I think Cammy's looking that up right now. To see
I'm
like
sorry.
the years.
Oh yeah, like if I do, let me see if I can put my daughter in here, or my son here. And we'll see. She did a cute little one there. Here's one that she did. Here's another one. Here she's getting older. So it's kind of fun to have each year. You can go back and see how they've progressed each year, whether it be students or children or yourself. I myself have gone into the competition as well. So it is for adults, it's for teachers, it's for anyone. And it's fun to kind of go back and see what you've created.
Yeah, it is very cool. And so the idea is to like put your best foot forward, practice a piece, get it like perfected, do a really good job on it, make a video, share it, and then each year do the same thing. So you're kind of doing your best that you can that year. So you have every year to look back on how you've progressed over time. And it's really cool, really special. So I would encourage everyone to participate in it, have your students participate in it, because there's really nothing like it that I've seen. It's not quite the same thing as doing like an in-person competition, but it has different benefits. So I would, highly recommend it.
I was going to say, I really love the background, Holly, of your video, because this really applies to kind of what we're talking about. I think it says, be proud of yourself. You're doing great. Something like that. And so, did we just lose Holly?
Yeah. She's gone.
I'm say that really quick. The deadline again, it is the end of February. So you have till the end of February. Right, Michelle? Did I?
Yep. Yep. Hey, thank you. It is always she's coming back now.
Okay. I was like,
got offended. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, hopefully that wasn't offensive.
Sorry.
I just saw you disappear. I thought, maybe she didn't want me to point out her background.
No, I got disconnected.
So,
well, yeah, it is. Kim was saying we have until the end of the month. It is the last day of every February. My kids are getting antsy, so sorry, they're getting a little bit loud. Go ahead, Cindy.
For those that wait till the last minute, are we talking mountain time, like to midnight? If I have a student that's going to do that, hopefully they don't.
But mountain it happens. Yeah, it's mountain time, I think, midnight at mountain time. I can double check with you though on that.
Okay, hopefully they don't do that, but yeah.
But yeah, I get it. It happens, especially when you have teenage students. That's a common thing. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Although the sooner you get it in, the more people can see it and love it. So
actually, that's a really good strategy to get them to do it earlier, because the sooner they have it in, the more likely they are to get more votes. And that's how you win now, is by the number of votes. So if they do it the night before, they're probably not going to win. So
I can't remember. Is there not a random drawing in this challenge? Because I know in
there's
every
not.
other challenge
Yeah.
there is.
Yeah, there's no random drawing. Yeah.
All right.
All
Yeah, because there's lots of prizes.
Yeah, all by
But
voting.
they do have the finalists, right? Like 3 in each age group.
We do instead of finalists, it's basically just honorable mentions. So they're people
Okay.
that we will highlight. Yeah. But they're not, it's not like the finalists like it was in the past. Yeah. Because we used to have it where we had judges judge everyone, and then they had finalists, and yeah, it was basically just taking up too much time, because we don't charge a fee for this. So we're just giving it for free, and it was taking a lot of time to get people to judge and all that stuff. So we figured this was a better way to keep doing it for free and allow more people to participate in it.
Yeah, and you might, I'm not saying you will, but I'm saying you might have more of a chance of winning in a category if it's one where they're like ensemble or composition, because you won't be competing against as many people.
Yeah,
so just to throw that out there, if they're wanting to have a better chance, do it in the different categories. There's a few different categories.
Yeah. All right, we just have a few minutes left and it'll be an hour. So we'd like to keep it to an hour for you guys. Are there any other questions before we go?
It's fun to see some of our learners come,
It is,
because we don't get to see them as often. So I know almost every teacher in here. I think actually maybe every teacher in here. So that's really fun. But the learners I am meeting for the first time. So
yeah,
it's kind of fun to have
fun. Thank you
have
guys
some
for
new
being here.
faces.
Next week, we're going to go a little more in depth into learning paths and how to create your own learn paths with like when you upload a piece, or if you just want to create a different learn path for yourself for an existing piece. So that'll be really cool. We're just diving in a little bit deeper. And then after that, we're going to go over things like video editing and stuff like that in the following week. So if you're interested in those, we are excited to see you guys in the coming weeks. Yeah. Okay. Well, have a good rest of the week, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here.
Hey, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Whoops, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead, Cheryl.
I went in after the last week's class and tried to find out how to add different things, fingering and different
annotations.
Annotations, and I couldn't do it on anything. What do I do to?
Were you with a student? Because it's something on Zoom that you have to be sharing your screen, and then the other people in the meeting can then annotate. So if I'm sharing my screen, then you can annotate on what I'm sharing. But if you are in an online lesson with a student, you need to share your screen, and then they can.
Oh, it has to be two people.
Yeah, or if your student shares their screen, say they're using Piano Marvel, they share their screen with you, and then you can annotate to show them certain things. Say, hey, we're going to change this one finger to the 3-finger here, or pay attention to these dynamic markings.
And then how do I, if we're sharing screen, how do I add those different things?
Pulled out of here so we can check it out further. Obviously, our tires are.
Yeah, that's what it was. Gwen, that's fun. That's my daughter's name.
Okay.
So what was your question? I couldn't hear.
Okay, so there's 2 of us, and how do I add the fingering or different things?
You go to, so the person, if your student is sharing their screen with you, then you click on the little green pencil. And then that will allow you to, it'll bring up a bar of options on the left side of the screen. So you click on the pencil or whatever tool you want to use, and then you can annotate on what they're sharing. So it's a little green pencil if your student is sharing with you. If you're sharing with your student, then they click the pencil and then they can annotate. Go ahead, Cindy.
So green pencil, And then left side of screen.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
No problem.
Michelle-
And you can give me a call or send me a text if you have a problem with it. Trying to find it.
Michelle, is that video coming, is that recording going to
Yeah,
be
I
released?
just learned that I forgot to send it out because I have it up there. It's on the playlist and everything. I just forgot to send it. So I just learned that this morning. I will send in today's email or tomorrow whenever I get this out, both last week and this week.
Awesome,
Thank
because
you.
I wasn't able to get on last week. Great.
Thank you, thank you,
No
thank you.
problem.
You.
Yeah.
Can I also ask a question?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Hi, I'm new. I'm Madeline.
Hi,
So
Madeline.
I just happened upon your guys' email, and I'm so glad I did. Do you guys do this every week?
We do. So we do a teacher meeting every Tuesday. And
Oh.
this week it's just opened up to everyone. But
Mhm.
frankly, anyone, like if you want to come, are you a teacher or
I
not?
am a teacher, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can come every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We'll have various topics going on. Usually the first of the month is a teacher play party. So we just play like a little competition between teachers on whatever challenge is going on. And then the other 3 weeks are different topics that we discuss. But this week or this month doesn't have like a regular challenge. So that's why it was different this month. But yeah, every Tuesday we're here.
Okay, awesome. And then is it those other 3 weeks? Is it kind of talking about user friendly, how to incorporate Piano Marvel even more into
Yeah,
your
so
studio
I
type
think
of stuff?
when we decide Cami, it's the second week. Cami left already. She's my right hand. I half my brain. So I think the second week is a tool. So some kind of Piano Marvel tool. We teach more in depth how to use it with our students. And then the third week is always a like a guest speaker. So one of our other teachers or someone that we're bringing in to talk about a specific topic that we discuss. And then the third week is online teaching, something like some kind of tool or tips about online teaching. So various things in all those categories, but that's the general schedule. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great. So I've been
Cool.
waiting to like be graduated to incorporate this so that I could have a little more time to like do
Yeah,
that. So that's
for sure.
perfect.
Do you want me to send you an email so we can be in touch and I can help you with some of this stuff?
Sure. That'd be great.
Let me grab or just send it in the chat real quick. Just drop your email there and then I can send you an email after this. So you graduated recently then? Is that what I heard?
Let's see. Oh, I don't know why it has me sending it to Keith. There we go. I graduated from college actually 2 years ago in April, but I was like working full time on top of teaching. And so anyways, I just had a kid.
Congrats.
And so now I feel like I can just put more of my brain to thinking about how I want to keep developing my studio, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
You say
so
you just
my
had a kid
aunt,
too? I keep feeling like I hear things, but it's kind of, I keep going out.
oh yes, sorry, and maybe it's picking up on her noises because she's right
Don't
here
worry.
eating.
Yeah, no, I get that. Obviously, I
Um,
have little helpers with me all the time, so no worries.
yes, but yeah, I've just, so my aunt, she's the one who actually showed it to me, and she started incorporating it into her studio a couple of years ago. She's like, you really should do this. And then I just like, so I'm familiar with like it from a couple of years ago, but it seems like you guys have incorporated a lot more things like
Yeah, things are
the
changing all
chopped
the
and the
time.
minced. And so I'm like, wow, this is so cool. And I also do have an online student in Alaska, and so I'm like, yeah, it sounds like this would be really
Cool.
beneficial to just
Yeah.
kind of incorporate. So
Well, we'd love to have you here. I'm glad that you found us. Awesome.
yeah. And could I ask one last question as well?
Sure.
I don't know. So a lot of people that are here, do you guys strictly just, I mean, and maybe this is for another day, but do you guys strictly just do Piano Marvel and then like follow up with your students like in person and like look at all of their stats and stuff, or do you guys still do books and do some of this?
So from everyone I work with, it is pretty mixed, I'll say.
Yeah.
Very mixed. Some people, like everybody does it a different way. We have our way that we know works really well and that we, try to help people learn how to do, but then everybody like involves their own like the way that they learn, the way that they're teaching, the way that different tools that they really like. And so we yeah, we're just a tool, and we like to help people use it as effectively as possible. But there's a wide range of how to do it. So I can help you with what I know, but yeah, you'll see lots of different philosophies with the teachers that we work with. So yeah.
Well, okay. Well, thank you so much. It's nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
no problem. Let's see, Holly and Alfredo, did you guys have any questions that you stuck around for?
Recently, I've seen that you upload a Chopin piece they call Heroic Polonaise.
Okay.
And I had a few edition changes or errors that I found, little errors, but that doesn't make me progress on the piece
Yeah, if you
and to
ever
make
find
it clear.
errors,
I I I have a option to like share, uh, ask for help and comment that error, but my comment is about doing this on my own. I don't know it is possible for everybody to change right away the note, or in the future we'll think about it, and instead of asking by email to change it through the website. um, and can you just make things more easier, like maybe trying to fix or change their own in our own account, or
yeah, so we are working on a way to do that. That's with the whole annotations thing we were talking about. It's
okay.
something that has proven to be pretty complicated, so it's taking a little while, but basically it'll just make it so that you can make changes on the piece, and it just turns into your own version of the piece in
Yeah.
your library. So we are working on that, and it will be available at some point once we figure out how to do it. So yeah.
And one day thank you so much for that. That will be so helpful for at least for myself, and I think for everybody else. And also the sepia background, instead of white background. I don't know if you think about it. Many apps has the option of changing black background, but I think sepia will help a lot to the site.
Yeah, oh, that's a good idea. I don't think that's actually something we've talked about before, so I'm gonna make a note of that. Make sure that I pass that on. Let's see. Sorry, just 1 second.
I have an app called PS Score, and PS Score has the option to change the sepia background
Yeah.
for the PDFs.
Cool. Yeah, I made a note of that, so I'll see if that's something we can do. That doesn't seem like it should be something that's difficult to do. It seems
Yeah.
like it'd be an easy change. Then again,
Yeah.
I often think something's easy, and then I ask the team, and they're like, "That'll take 4 months." So I'm like, okay. That shows how
That's
much I know
okay.
about
That's okay.
computer software. But
I love what you. I try the automatic advanced mode, and that's something really cool.
yeah, you like it? Cool. It
Yeah,
took
I
me
like
a
it a
while to
lot.
get used to it. I didn't like it at first, but once I used it more, I did. So,
Yeah.
cool.
Thank
All
you
right.
so
Well,
much,
yeah,
Michelle.
no problem.
See you,
See ya.
everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Holly, you've been very patient. Oh, she just left. Let's see. All right, Marcia,